I woke up this morning noticing a change of wind. Not in me, but more so in something that I am looking out at. And it's even challenging for me to use the words change of wind because it's always been this way, I think, at least. Let me just preface this by saying that in this video, I'm not claiming fact or truth in anything, but I am looking out at something that I realize, in my honest opinion, isn't really that beneficial for its audience. And what I'm referring to here is the personal development area of social media. And now, I don't know if this is a cookie cutter one size fits all thing, but I do really believe in what it is that I talk about here on YouTube. Uh, I believe in all of the damage that comes with a survival based childhood when it's about all of these fucked up defense mechanisms that people learn. And of course, it's opposite a healthy childhood with healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation, something that people in a survival based childhood don't get. Um, and it's fascinating because, there's no such thing as a perfect childhood. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Every child comes out of childhood with some level of marring or scathing. But something that I'm noticing more and more about the area of personal development on the internet is that it's fucking bland. It's almost as if what I'm talking about is like not really that talked about by people. And I haven't made a video like this in a long time. I really haven't. Um, but this is more so just me communicating what it is that I see on the internet and like realizing it's like, wow, all right, maybe you're cooking, but fuck, do you lack a shit ton of very necessary ingredients? There's that joke. It's like, just let him cook. It's like, sure, go ahead. You're probably going to burn the fucking house down. Um, where's the salt? Where's the pepper? Where's the water? Where's the low to medium cooking style? Shit, you put that shit straight on high and you burnt the fuck out of whatever it was you were making. There's no balance, there's no boundaries, there's no regulation, there's no any of this stuff. Like, you're going straight from fucking 0 to 100 real quick and you're running yourself into the wall. And then simultaneously after that, what you're saying is, I'm not going to reflect. I'm just going to try to do that over and over and over and over and over again. Um, I personally believe that the healthiest way to develop is by knowing yourself. I also personally believe that in order to know yourself, you need to understand your childhood. You need to understand what it is that fucked you up, because something did. At least one thing did. Um, and it's fascinating because so many people just want to go from fucking lack and scarcity to abundance. Maybe it's also helpful to understand that, as an unfortunate result of boundaryless lineage, um, you were fed a bunch of fucking ideas about money, about relationships, about everything. that you might not know is severely fucked up. Like, yeah, you might just want to go from lack to abundance. And believe me when I say I know that that is shiny for people. And that is why people bite on that. Um, when I say that knowing yourself is a fucking gift, while simultaneously being one of the most challenging things you will ever do in your life, it is a fucking gift and simultaneously probably the most challenging thing you'll ever do in your life. But simultaneously, the extent to which you can know another person is only given by that extent to which you do know yourself. And what happens when a lot of people, I guess, approach the knowing of themselves? It's not good or bad or right or wrong. There's no shame, there's no judgment, there's no guilt, there's no any of that. But quite honestly, a bunch of fucking unhealthy defense mechanisms come up. And I understand it. I get it. I totally get it. I believe that the most beautiful dynamic of life is that of self knowing, but like fucking deeply. Are you curious as to why you tick the way that you do? I understand that if somebody spent 30 plus years of their life in a mindset of lack, they're going to want to learn how to instantly shift to abundance. I get it. It's fucking shiny. It really is. It really is. It's like, oh, yes, please throw me into that meditation and teach me how to remove myself from a lack or scarcity based mindset that is blocking me in all areas of my life so I can shift to abundance. Um, you're going to want to know yourself pretty fucking well, regardless of whether or not you decide to shift from lack to abundance. There is so much more to it. And it doesn't owe me anything, so I'm not going to say that it's disappointing because there was never any previous agreements. I'm not about to use some like neurotic bullshit out here. But it's fucking sad to see how many people buy into the superficiality of the entire area of personal development on the internet because, fuck, it is so superficial. It is. I will call it for what I believe it is. It is severely fucking superficial. But simultaneously, it's so easy to buy into that because the internet, and probably not claiming factor truth here in terms of proportionality here, but probably a majority of people that use the internet want instant gratification. And yeah, that whole thing of like, oh, shift from lack to limitless. It's like, wait, hold on, chill the fuck out. Let's dive into the childhood first. Um, let's discover all of the deep fucking marring and scathing that took place. Um, and quite honestly, there you will definitely find where the scarcity and lack came from. Like, holy shit, it's not even a question. Um, and quite honestly, I believe that the long-term path of shifting from lack to abundance comes from the depth of knowing thyself. Absolutely. I 100% believe that. Um, not everybody wants to jump on board with it. They're like, no, just cut me the fucking check. Just give me the fucking money. Just give me the wealth that I have so deeply fucking meditated myself into. I get it. I understand it. Let me just prove to my fucking ancestors that the money's been there all along. Just give I did the meditations. Just give me the fucking check. Uh, to each his own. You can whatever do whatever the fuck you want to. Um, it's just fascinating to me how like severely fucking dry uh, so much of internet personal development is. A lot of people approach personal development from a matter. I'll end off with this in the next 5 minutes. Um, a lot of people, as I've seen, approach personal development from a standpoint of motivation. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. You can do whatever you want to. Here's what I believe is actually sustainable. Oh, motivate me to do something. That's going to dry out real quick. It really is. Because what isn't there is the healthy boundaries, the individuation, and the differentiation. A static identity is different from a light bulb of fucking motivation. Knowing yourself on such a deep level that it doesn't matter who comes at you with any fucking unhealthy defense mechanism, you are static. You don't budge. The path or paths that you will take are entirely dependent on your identity and the static or lack thereof. When somebody experiences severe fucking trauma in childhood and they don't get a healthy developed ego state, the id, the ego state, the superego, they don't get a healthy ego state, they don't develop a strong, secure, confident sense of self. This severely fucks up their capacity to maintain anything that they start. That's how that works. Many people don't want to look at that. Yeah, have you ever experienced in your life that like you start and stop things all of the time? Have you considered looking at a strong, secure, confident, healthy ego state? A lot of people don't. Like, I've noticed that the area of personal development on the internet severely lacks all of these necessary ingredients, going back to the whole thing I was talking about of, cooking without things that you need. How do you go from lack to abundance? Let's first look at how you go from a non-static identity as a result of an unfortunate lack of very necessary ingredients in childhood because you were raised in survival with fight, flight, freeze, fawn, to instead a boundaried, individuated, and differentiated ego state. A lot of people just look at that and they're like, what the fuck is that? Listen, I'm not going to say that it's not good enough or that it's not enough or that it doesn't do anything for anyone, but like motivation is like a few grains of salt, in my honest opinion. Yeah, you might be motivated to do something. Why did you stop? If you started, you probably stopped because you lack healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are going to stop, or I shouldn't say stop. Healthy boundaries are going to protect you from other people's criticism. Not because it's like a shield, but because it's a matter of identity. It's a matter of knowing the self. When you have a healthy boundaried identity, you don't give a fuck about what other people have to say to you because you have intrinsic self-worth. What other people say to you is just fucking noise. It doesn't do anything. And you might find too that you develop other relationships with other people because you realize that the relationships that you've held your entire life are actually based on the survival dynamics from childhood. Yeah, I'm going to use the word sad for the area of personal development that is the internet because fuck, in my opinion, it lacks so many necessary ingredients. There is, like, from what I see, at least hardly any conversation on Freudian psychology, psychoanalytic theory, all of these defense mechanisms. Um, my God, so many people aren't doing the work on themselves, and that's just the reality. But I understand that it's also because it's fucking difficult to do the work on yourself. It is. It's easy to get excited about, oh yeah, let's shift from lack to abundant. Oh, it's so shiny. We're gonna be so successful and so rich. To me, I understand it, but it's funny because it's literally like, I don't know, like you ever see one of those like things where it's like the person goes fishing and they've got the shiny thing on their thing and the person bites. People bite at that because it's shiny. Fucking diving into your childhood is not. It's hard. It's not fucking easy at all. And this is why people shy away from it. This is why they're like, survival, what is that? What is fight, flight, freeze, fawn? That's too scary. That's too difficult. That's too painful. Ooh, lack. Let's get out of that. Let's go into abundance. Yeah, no, I genuinely don't intend to make fun of anybody because that's not my purpose. That's not the theme of this video. Really just communicating the unfortunate event that is the superficiality of what I see as a majority of personal development on the internet. Um, like, fuck, when I say that it is so much deeper than so much of the content on the internet, it is so much fucking deeper. And yeah, it's just, I guess that was the change of wind. I'll end off with this, I swear. Because I know I said I was going to wrap it up at around 15 minutes, and we're past that now. When you actually do the work to develop with healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation, you will, if you were somebody who previously looked at all of these things of like, lack to abundance, motivation, all these different things that, in my honest opinion, are really just fucking crumbs thrown at the scene. Like, you'll look at everything and you'll be like, wow, like the static of a secure identity is fucking wild. The change of direction, the change of structure that takes place is wild. It's absolutely wild. And to really end off, um, I don't do this for the views. I don't. I don't do this for the clicks. I don't do this for the subs. I do this because everything that I'm talking about here, um, I want to share with people. I do. It's super fucking cool to explore all of these things and how transformative it actually is. It's something that you need to put into practice regularly, which is something that many people don't want to do. Um, I'm going to continue doing this, and it might take different directions depending on what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, all of that stuff. This is not going to stop. And yes, if people want coaching from me, you can contact me. chriscbanish@gmail.com. That's my email. I will put it down in the description. Um, what I was going to end off with, though, is that it's kind of strange to be, I don't know, um, somebody that presents people with something that seemingly most people do not. Um, and you can take whatever path you want. You have free human agency. That's entirely your choice. Um, I'm going to continue to put together content for people. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Um, I'm aware that my content hasn't like blown up on the. I don't. Whatever. It's not a big deal to me. Like I've literally gotten comments from people, at least one, saying your channel is so underrated, and I'd rather it be underrated than overrated. Um, because honestly, like motivation is overrated. Um, you know, going from like scarcity to abundance in seemingly that is fucking overrated. Um, what about everything that you missed out on for decades of life because you were in, um, a dissociative trance? You know, what about the potential realization that like the present moment is more beautiful than you realize because you were conditioned growing up in a survival based dynamic to believe that the future holds something that is better? Like, what if that's just on repeat over and over and over again, and you're regularly missing out on the most beautiful thing that's here? Everything is just everything. Money is just money. Like, status, it it dissolves when you realize how fucking unimportant it is. The very reality that so many things, especially according to society, are severely fucking overrated. Like inner peace as a result of healthy boundaries, individuation, and differentiation, like actually having healthy reciprocated relationships of depth, the richness of that, we've been so conditioned to want to like accumulate more and more and more and more and more and more and more. It's just like it's like a fucking broken record on repeat that was never shut off. You might reevaluate everything.